The biggest update in Helldivers 2 history has just dropped. Don't ask why I'm down here, but I'm going to go back to where I came from. Massive updates and changes to a lot of weapons, stratagems, so grab a hot cup of liberty, any beverage, literally anything, you know, just anything, and let's dive right into the video. The guys at Arrowhead have not only posted a video which I watched because I'm a dedicated democracy man, you know, but they have also released the patch notes, which every single thing in this is so crazy. Buff Divers literally continues, guys. It literally continues. We are going to break this down, the most important parts. Links to the full patch notes is in the description if you want to check it out. So let's begin. They said the final part of the 60-day commitment is here. The patch marks the last set of changes they have planned to implement in the 60-day period, as well as addressing issues they did not have time to fix. So a lot of hefty updates here, Helldivers, which I like. Yes, I really like. So what does this patch contain? This introduces a hell of a lot, to be fair. Finally, we've introduced new functionality to certain items to give players more depth in mastering their equipment. For example, the GR8 recoilless rifle and the AC Autocannon now have programmable ammo, and drones that come with backpacks can be toggled on or off for added control. This is just one example of what Arrowhead have in store for us, and honestly guys, this is a massive one. It is literally huge. Apparently there is a balancing pass on over 70 weapons and stratagems. Literally, damn, that's massive. Reworking armor penetration and adjusting enemy armor and health values. Guys, Arrowhead just keep doing it. They keep buffing everything. General changes. Additional supply items are now visible on the minimap. Exosuits support stratagems, which is a massive ask by the community, and Arrowhead have literally delivered on this, so thank you, Arrowhead. This is something players have been asking for some time, so I'm glad the developers have heard us, and yeah, I'm really happy about this one. It's something small, but it is definitely needed. Removed ricochet from orbital stratagem projectiles, Eagle 1 bombs and FAF-14 spear missiles. They can no longer ricochet off of targets. This is great because it will literally just hit targets and go boom. And you know, we all like boom. Helldiver armor tweaks. Both heavy and light armor are now more effective. Heavy armor reduces damage taken by 25%, up from 20%. 5% more damage reduction. Stratagems and weapon tag description updates. They now show more information and are also categorized. I think this is so much better. We have an idea and recognition of which one is going to be which. Now the weapons, there is a lot of great stuff going on here, and I mean, they said there's over 70 changes, so this is going to be pretty insane. Yeah, literally pretty insane. We've standardized the behavior of plasma projectiles, which previously had varying characteristics in how they traveled through the air. Now, all plasma projectiles experience high drag, causing them to slow down faster. However, each plasma weapon still fires projectiles at different speeds and calibers, so their effective ranges will remain distinct. So yes, Helldivers, go and give them a try when you dive next, because some of these changes are major to gameplay. This isn't just, you know, a little update. This is massive and probably the biggest update we have had in Helldivers 2 history. So this is going to change things so dramatically. And I know that's a bit melodramatic at the same time, but it's literally the truth, okay? Buff Helldivers continues. It literally continues. With the SGBP Punisher Plasma, you will see a lot of pronounced arc in its projectile path. Instead, it will start off faster and lose speed more rapidly, keeping its effective range about the same. So yes, a lot of changes towards the projectile damage, speed, and more. Now, one thing to note here is projectiles can now be charged up with a damage multiplier that scales, as well as this part here which mentions the explosion doesn't scale, but a fully charged shot has a different explosion effect. 75, man, 75. Bro, honestly, I like this. I really like this. The Purifier may actually be viable now. Normally, my choice is the Scorcher, and that relates to the next thing because the Scorcher has an automatic mode, yes, and automatic mode. Plas 1 Scorcher, now weapon function, auto fire mode, fire rate increased from 250 to 350, magazine capacity increased from 15 to 20, spare magazines decreased from 6 to 5. Personally, I think this is the best changes we've had with this weapon, the Scorcher, in some time. I like the weapon, but I haven't really used it much because I just feel like the ammo just gets rinsed through. And I know, you know, 20 shots, so 5 extra additional shots isn't much, but I think it would make a major difference, honestly. And an automatic mode, yeah, sign me up, because that sounds insane, honestly. I mean, the bots are just going to be, you know, running scared when they see an automatic fire mode on the Scorcher. The SG-8P Punisher Plasma, reduced recoil, and the fire rate increased from 80 to 100, so not many changes there. I mean, who really uses shotguns? I use them for the bug front, but I don't really use them for the bots, if I'm completely honest with you. But then again, I have not used the plasma shotgun before, not on the bugs or the bots. I suppose it'd be pretty good for the bots, obviously, but if any of you watching this have used it, drop a comment and let me know, is it any good? Because if it is, I may have to give it a go. AR-23 Liberator, horizontal recoil reduced by 30%. The Liberator Penetrator, horizontal recoil reduced by 30%, increased magazine capacity from 30 to 45, and spare magazines decreased from 10 to 7. That's great, because a big problem with the Liberator Penetrator was the recoil, so at least that helps a little bit. Liberator Carbine doesn't really have many changes. They've got a recoil reduction by 30%. This weapon, the Adjudicator, was quite controversial. A lot of people complained about it, and it seems the developers have gone ahead and fixed it and made it so much better. Recoil reduced by 30%, projectile damage increased from 80 to 90, durable damage increased from 16 to 23, and the magazine capacity increased from 25 to 30. No decrease in the mags on this one, so I'm a happy Helldiver. Okay, I can get back to using that weapon, conquer the galaxy with democracy again, and, you know, all is good. And so far, my major question to you is, are you happy with these buffs? Let me know below for Managed Democracy. AR-61 Tenderizer, new weapon function, 600/850 RPM. And then the Dominator lastly moved from the explosion weapon category to the special weapon category. I like these little changes they're making to the weapons, you know, being able to make them faster, slower, and yeah, it makes the gameplay so much more diverse. If you're crowded, you know, and surrounded with loads of bugs, you can ramp up the RPM and just give them hell. And then if they're a bit further away and you want some more damage, you know, against the charges or something, you know, you can put it a bit slower and be more accurate. So whereas before we was all using whatever really, or some was trying to find the, you know, next meta, everything is, I interrupt this video to say, if you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe for Managed Democracy, and you will provide a Mexican Helldivers family with free tacos. What? I like tacos, you like tacos, and you know who else likes tacos? Mexican Helldivers. Yes, Mexican Helldivers. Pretty much, you know, meta now anyway, so go ahead, try something different. I've been stuck with my sickle for months. I mean months. I love that weapon, it's my all-time favourite, especially since they changed the sound design on the sickle as well. But now I can spread my wings, you know, as a Helldiver and try something different. Thanks to these legends, yes, thanks to these legends. Now, sidearms have had some changes. So these on screen I won't say is a big deal really or anything game changing, but the stim though has been improved dramatically. There was a bug going on for some time where if you aimed your stim pistol at somebody, it just wouldn't hit them, okay? It straight up would not hit them. Throwing knives, yes, this is where things get real mad, guys. This is just literally mad. Uses increased from 8 to 20, yes, 20. That is just insane, and I really love it. I literally love it. Damage increased from 400 to 800 for the explosive grenade. The frag grenade has been increased from 250 to 500. Damn, bloody hell, 500. Basically, Nicholas and Johan said in the patch notes video, they want grenades to do what they're intended to do, you know, big booms, massive explosive radius, and that's what we get now. So when you throw grenades, they're actually more worth using than they were before. I mean, 20 throw knives though, where would you store them? Would you have like some sort of Managed Democracy fanny pack? Stratagem support weapons, the Autocannon, new weapon function. Programmable ammo now allows you to switch between normal projectiles and flak projectiles. Flak projectiles are proximately triggered shrapnel explosions with a larger explosion radius. What I like here is the ammo changes. I think it's a really neat idea, and it never even crossed my mind to begin with when I started playing the game about, you know, switching ammo types, and I think this will just make the gameplay so much more diverse. This is also the same with the recoilless rifle. That is pretty much the same as the autocannon when it comes to the programmable ammo. The backpacks, guard dogs and jump packs have great changes now. So what I like here mostly is the jump pack is actually worth using now. I love the dark fluid missions and the jump pack that came with that, but now it's a complete different story. Jump pack, here I come. Another big one is activating and deactivating the drones. I like this a lot. I mean, stealth in Helldivers 2 doesn't really work much, but you can still try in some circumstances and situations to the point where you can have like the first attack on, you know, the bots or the bugs. So I kind of like this. At least the drones are not just going to be, you know, shooting randomly when you want to stay quiet. So that is an amazing thing to see. Lastly, apparently the guard dog has switched to basically a liberator penetrator rounds, which I think is absolutely amazing. So stratagems, there is loads, and I mean loads. So prepare, because as the youth say of today, this is bussin', no cap fam, innit? Now, there's a lot of changes to the stratagems here. The Eagle Strafing Run explosion radius has slightly increased, and explosion damage has increased from 250 to 350. So there's some amazing changes here, especially to the sentries. Like, for example, the cooldown has reduced from 120 to 90 seconds. And at the same time, the magazine capacity has increased from 125 to 175. The anti-tank mines is a huge one for me, because we actually said on the last video that they should not trigger for smaller enemies or Helldivers, since you need more pressure on them to obviously explode. So at least Arrowhead have gone and changed and fixed that, and I'm really happy about that one. And yes, another favourite one here is the Tesla Tower. Reduced charge up shots cooldown from 3 to 1 second. Cooldown reduced from 150 to 120 seconds. The shield generator relay, which I use quite a lot for the bot front, now has a removed charge delay between damage taken. It has an increased charge rate from 300 to 400 health, and the radius increased from 8 to 15 meters. I like this really because I think sometimes the shield generator is a bit too kind of like condensed in, if that's the right word. So I like the idea that now it's bigger, you know, you can space yourself out. But obviously if the bots come in, yeah, you're busted. You are literally busted. Now gameplay changes, because the Terminids and Automatons have had a lot of fixes and changes too. Previously, once the mission was completed, but before extraction, we significantly increased patrol spawns across the entire map. Now, the increased patrol spawns are concentrated around the extraction site. With more patrols appearing the closer you are to it, this change should make patrol spawning feel more logical and reduce the penalty for players who complete the mission but still want to explore the map or collect samples. Basically, fight or flight mode, okay? Fight or flight mode. Or both, you know, you can fight the bots and then just get in Pelican 1 and, you know, fly away. Now, even though there's not a lot of changes here with the Terminids, I still think it's really great, especially for the hunters. Now, the bots had some enemies that were able to shoot you without needing proper line of sight, making them be able to fire into and through walls. There is also a lot of reductions here for small projectiles, which is awesome, such as the Devastators. The heavy Devastators give us Helldivers a little bit of breathing room now, so we can prepare for a counter-attack. And honestly, it's great because, yeah, they just shoot too much. Just like I talk too much, they shoot too much. Hulk Bruisers, they have changed and been reverted to the previous patch. Apparently, a lot of people did not like the change, so Arrowhead just reverted it. So, they have missiles again. Hooray! Literally hooray. If I'm completely honest with you, I didn't mind the change of the Hulks. I quite liked it, you know, because the ragdolling was kind of like here, there and everywhere. I thought, you know, less missiles the better. So I am kind of confused on why, you know, the mass majority of people wanted the missiles back, really. I mean, if anybody agrees with that, let me know. But personally, I was just absolutely fine with how the Hulks were, you know, the changes they made. Tanks have a front armor reduction. And one last thing which is amazing too, is the Barrager can now be taken down with a 500 kg bomb. Thank you for that, honestly, Arrowhead. Thank you for that. There was a clip that was shared to Johan, which I remember seeing some time ago. And the 500 kg, right, the 500 kg didn't even take down the Barrager tank. Literally, such a big bomb, went boom, and nothing basically happened. yeah, nothing happened. So, Helldivers, what do you think of this update? Be completely honest and brutal in the comments. Do you like it? Don't you like it? Has it met your expectations overall? Because for me, right, and for many I've seen on Discord and just all over YouTube, it's met a lot of people's expectations. Community comments will be featured in the next upcoming videos. I am so grateful for everyone who made it up until this point. You Helldivers are legends. Until next time, go and conquer the galaxy for managed democracy, and I will see you in the next one.